Good morning, just about everybody. It's New Year's Eve. We did it, lads. We've reached the end of 2020. It is finally coming to an end at midnight this evening. Are you happy? You have barely noticed anything's changed, huh? 2020 is finally coming to an end this evening. I am aware that going into 2021 isn't going to magically change everything. It's not like we're going to click our fingers and it's going to magically be a better year, especially early 2021. I think early 2021 up until maybe April is probably going to be exactly the same as 2020. But it's the end is in sight and normality is coming back, and as much as there are still definitely going to be restrictions throughout next year, I don't think they're going to be as severe as this year. I think mask wearing and social distancing is going to be a thing for a while. But you know what? It's worth celebrating at the end of a year where for most of it there was no hope. Up until November, when there was no vaccine ready yet, there was no hope. And now suddenly there's a vaccine and people are already being vaccinated. And now there's multiple vaccines. They just approved a second vaccine here in the UK, which I think technically less effective, but still very good in the grand scheme of how vaccines work. So hopefully that will speed up the vaccination process and 2021 will be hopefully a better year. I don't know. I'm not going to get my hopes up too much about it, but I think it's going to be better than this year to an extent. Anyways, it's New Year's Eve morning just about. It's just coming up to 12. I've been going very, very slow this morning. Chris decided that basically because he has a lot of work to do today because of the 2 bank holidays, and also his office are implementing a lot of people to work from home, meaning there's like extra work to do in the office. He's decided instead of staying an hour later this evening, he's going to come in an hour earlier this morning. So we got up extra early this morning so he could do that. And I kind of just embraced the lay-in this morning. I kind of snoozed my alarm for about an hour, trying to go back to sleep. I don't know why I just didn't set an alarm for 9:30, to be honest. Basically in preparation for tonight so that I can stay up till midnight, you know, for what we're going to do. We don't have any major plans this evening. I believe we're going to get a Five Guys for dinner, which will be super nice. And I believe at some point in the evening we're going to hang out with our friends over Discord to play some games perhaps, and then my parents and my sister also have plans for games, like board games and stuff downstairs. And yeah, we've got stuff going on this evening. Not overly thrilling, not like last year. I just watched the vlog from a year ago yesterday, which is when we flew out to Vienna to spend New Year's in Vienna. It's not going to be as exciting this year. It's kind of sad. I was talking in the beginning of that vlog about how New Year's for me and Chris, it always ends up being really crap. So this isn't that much of a disappointment in comparison. To be honest, I hate parties, and so most people at New Year's want to have a party, and I'm always like, do we have to? This is actually a nice excuse to not be invited out to parties and say no without having to justify it. This morning I want to try and get a little bit of uni work done, setting the bar extra low today because I can already feel my brain shutting off for the long weekend that we've got ahead. I want to try and get over 500 words because I have just under 500 words. I'd like to get just over 500 words for the sake of being able to say I have less than 2,000 words to go. I'm going to make a teeny bit of progress with that, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And then yeah, on with the evening. I think the snow has officially disappeared from the forecast. See, that's why I didn't get my hopes up. There's warning of ice for the next few days, and it is very cold and very frosty in the mornings. But I don't think we've got any snow. But it does bode well for later on in the month of January for potential snow, maybe. Right, come on, study buddy. Let's get writing. Right, good afternoon everybody. It is coming up to 2, it's about 1:45, 22, and I'm checking out of uni for the week. I'm finished. I'm done. I did make a lot more progress than I thought I would, like yesterday. Not as much as yesterday, but a significant amount. The way I've broken down my literature review is like an intro, 3 like themes, and then a conclusion. And I've officially finished the introduction and the first theme. So I have 2 more themes and a conclusion to go. So if my 2,500 word literature review, I've done 750 words, I think. Because about 750 words, because the amount of words that I've got left is about 1,750 something. So about 750 words I've done, which is great. Feeling good, but I am now checking off because I spent a long time basically painstakingly writing this paragraph, desperately trying to find readings to back up whatever it was I was saying, and it got to a point where I became so like confused by what I was saying because of all of the readings that I brought in that I reread the paragraph back to myself and I felt like it didn't make any sense in the context of anything I was writing, and I've just wasted an hour of my time writing a paragraph that doesn't even have to be there. But I fixed it, I made it work, I didn't waste my time. But that was a sign that my brain was turning off. So we're done with that for the week. It's New Year's Day tomorrow, so I won't touch it then, and then I won't touch it over the weekend. I'll go back to it in the new year. That's what I'll do. I looked up that my like deadline, or my guided deadline, I don't have to submit it because it's not its own essay, but my guided deadline for the end of my literature review is about the 18th of January. I think I can achieve that if I spend lots of time working on it over the next couple of days, although I do need to do my final tweaks for my other 2 assignments that are due in on the 7th or something. January is going to be busy. I just did my January calendar, that's how I know. In terms of like actual activities, obviously, there's like nothing going on, but in terms of uni related stuff, quite a lot going on in January. I am going to do the laundry, which I'm going to have to stagger because the clean laundry load has only just been put on, so I'm going to take all the clean laundry off the radiators, and then I'm going to have lunch, then I'm going to have a shower, then I'm going to put the new stuff on the radiators. And then we're going to start getting ready for the evening festivities, I believe. Well, I am. I don't know about this one. I don't think she cares. Right, slippers. It is that time of year where we talk about 2020. I imagine you quite enjoyed it because it meant I was home all the time. Huh? Not that I'm ever out, really, on a normal year, to be honest with you. So 2020's coming to an end. It's been a really crap year. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to, say 2020 sucked, but at least this happened, because any positive things that did happen this year do not in any way negate the negative stuff that happened this year. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for the few positive things that happened, because I'm sure if they didn't exist, the year would have been a lot more difficult to deal with. But ultimately, the year sucked. 2020 sucked. And, I'm not going to sit here and be, tell you to be grateful for all the things that are positive in your life, because we've all been doing that the entire year and the mood still hasn't been lifted, so we don't really need to do that just because we're going into 2021, do we? No. Obviously, going into 2021 is not like actually going to change anything. I was reading a really interesting post on Tumblr the other day actually, where it was like, humans like to compartmentalise everything. We like to label stuff and organise things which typically fall on spectrums, because spectrums are very difficult for the human mind to understand, and so it's a lot easier to try and put labels on things and sort things out even when it doesn't make much sense to. And so marking the end of 2020 is quite important for a lot of people to process the kind of shit show we've had this year. So don't be a cynic when it comes to going into 2021. Everyone's aware that 2021, or at very least early 2021, is going to suck just as much as 2020 is. But there is an end in sight, so you can't take away people's don't take away people's need to process this year and mark its end and celebrate its end while we go into a year that will not be phenomenal, but will be better than this one. I'm saying touch wood. I don't want like to look back on this vlog in like 2025 and look back and be like, ah, crap. She didn't know about Russia starting a nuclear war at that time or something ridiculous like that. Hopefully nothing like that happens in 2021. You never know, but I'm hoping that doesn't. It doesn't. I'm hoping that 2021 will be a good year, or a better year, I think is the word we should use. Not necessarily a good year or a perfect year, but a better year, which, to be honest, is not that hard to accomplish. Saying that, I don't want to not mention the good things that happened this year. I don't want to, like, you know, do what I was saying a second ago, where I talk about the positive things and be like, well, at least these things happened, because, you know, ultimately they didn't really change much in the grand scheme of things. But I don't want to not mention the couple of positive things that did happen this year, because when we're referring to 2020 in the future, we will be referring to it as a terrible, crappy year that everyone was miserable about the entire time. I don't want those few positive memories to be lost because we're so busy hating 2020. For the most part, my year was relatively normal in terms of scheduling, which was quite nice. We went into lockdown at my university about 2 weeks before the whole country went into lockdown. Or no, it was a week before the whole country went into lockdown, which luckily was only 2 weeks before the end of the semester. So I didn't really miss that much of my second year, but I still did really well grade-wise, which was awesome. And going to this third year has sucked quite immensely for me, and doing it from home has definitely been a bit more stressful because I have no one to compare myself to. Usually I can compare myself to other people and be like, okay, this is where I'm sitting, I'm actually nowhere near as behind as I think I am, I'm going to be fine. Being home all the time makes me feel like I'm behind all the time because I've no one to compare myself to. I'm actually not. I'm actually pretty ahead a lot of the time, I just don't give myself enough credit. I think considering the circumstances, I'm doing really well. So that's one thing I can take away. If I'm going to take away anything positive from my university experience, it's that I did the best that I could despite the entire world giving me the finger. I also managed to get my summer job back this summer, which, again, the job itself, incredibly stressful, but all the people that I worked with last summer came back this summer. Not all of them, but all the people that did come were working this summer, worked last summer. And so I already knew everyone, and it was a really good little team, and it was really nice to see everyone again, even though we didn't have lots of time to relax and kind of talk to each other and hang out, which was a little sad because obviously everything had to be scheduled and timetabled for COVID reasons. But that was still nice. It was nice to make money during a period of time where so many people had lost their jobs and stuff. Hey, do you want to come sit with me and talk about positive things that happened in 2020?
There are none. What did happen in 2020 that was positive?
I finished my screenplay.
Yes, good point. You did.
Which
very positive.
I've been working on that technically since I was like 15.
Yeah, and it shows. It's really, really good.
I think so.
Yeah.
There's like a whole section I've already been planning rewrites for that I'm not going to have time to rewrite until like April, but I'm proud of it.
It's really good. I'm not a big reader, and there are some pages I was like, I can't stop reading.
Oh, I love that.
Honestly, I hate reading, so...
Yes, I know. You hate reading, you hate movies, so me giving you a screenplay to read is like the worst possible activity for you.
But I still enjoyed it, so...
Really sweet. I've been coming up with ideas for that since I was like 15, and it was all subconscious, and I'd always like discouraged myself from sitting down to actually write it because I was kind of always told there was no point, essentially. There was no point to sitting down and writing it because it's so impossible to get that kind of stuff done. And then when I was 20 I realised I'd written an entire screenplay in my head over the 5 years, and I was like, well, that's kind of a reason to sit down and try and write it. And it took me over a year because uni and summer jobs made it very difficult to find the time and the energy. But I did it.
You've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You might as well just throw yourself into it.
I hope something will come of it. But ultimately, the act of finishing it is something that I'm proud of, because I never finish my writing. I come up with loads of ideas for stories and screenplays all the time, and I've never followed through and finished any of them, because I get to a bit where I get writer's block and then I never come back. But because I've been writing it in my head for 5 years, I never experienced proper writer's block. Do you want to come sit in the shop?
No, because I like pacing.
Oh, okay.
It like, when you read a book, sometimes it's like, you can like feel the scenes that the author has thought of in advance, and then you can definitely read the filler pages. Is that what they're called, the filler pages?
Yeah, yeah.
With yours, it's kind of like, I can tell when the filler pages are, but it's really good.
He's being cheesy.
Well, that's why we struggled when we tried to cut it down to like 120 pages, didn't we?
Oh yeah, because all of it's relevant to the plot.
All of it's relevant, all of it's really good. There are no like rushed parts.
Yeah, that was really hard. But we also cut it a lot, and it's now at a reasonable-ish movie length. I plan on editing one of the big scenes in the middle to make it shorter and to make it less political.
Well, it's difficult because you can make it less political and it will stand a bigger chance of being successful, but it's not really
It's the case, well exactly, it's a case of making a balance of like making it political but not to the point where people are like, why are you misprivileged arsehole writing about this perspective is all wrong, you need to do it like this. What I need to do is I need to give it to people on the internet to read. Anyway, that was my big positive thing of the year. It was one of those things where I felt very accomplished once it was done. And I have been working on stuff surrounding it here and there over the past few months, but yeah, what good things happen to use.
Well, volunteering at the fire service was pretty cool.
Hell yeah, it was!
I mean, it made the full-time position thing even more of a letdown, but it was pretty cool to sort of drive all those vehicles and hang out with the lads.
And you have an in as well, like you still have some contact with them.
Yeah, I do, and I did get an email not that long ago from the person saying, if you ever move, just tell me.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll sort you out.
You got a new job.
I did, and it's going really, really well. I really like it. I'm
really proud of you with your new job.
And everyone there's super nice, and the work is super cool, and it's going really well.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Well for 2020.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. You've had some bad luck over the past couple of years. And I'm
jobs, yeah. Well.
And I'm glad to see you're finally somewhere where your work ethic is appreciated rather than taken advantage of.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Apart from that.
Well, it's 2020.
Two good things is all.
The two good things are all you ask for. Do you know what I appreciate? Can I?
What?
Getting to spend lots of time with you.
Bye.
It's true though. I love spending
cheesy.
time with you, and I never get to because you work so hard, and now you're at a job that has much more reasonable hours than your past jobs.
The hours are so good.
So I get to see you more for that reason, but also because all of lockdown I got to hang out with you, and I feel like lockdown would have been so much harder had we not chosen to do it together.
Yeah, especially playing catch in the garden every day and taking all my hockey gear and things.
Little things.
I won't forget lockdown.
No. Probably
Weird.
the most time off we're ever gonna get.
Yeah, super weird.
Enjoyable for a short while.
Well, it was nice to just be like, yeah, for a short while, where it's like, I have no commitments. It was weird to not have any responsibility, like, at all. There was no, like, you woke up in the morning, it was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do today. Or tomorrow, or next week.
We would wake up so late.
I know, we'd stay up till, like, 1 in the morning and wake up at, like, 11 in the morning, because we can. I enjoyed it for a short while until I actually started to run out of money.
Yeah.
And then it became very,
a bit stressful.
very annoying.
So that's our 2020 summary. Oh.
I got a new car.
Oh yeah, that's a big positive. You got a new car. You hated your old car.
I love that car. It's so nice. It's so nice to drive. So much better than Mercedes. It's unreal.
Yeah. See, there have been some ups and all the downs.
The Mercedes had all the gadgets and gizmos though.
It did.
It had a lot of gadgets and gizmos.
It was all flash, no practicality.
Exactly, yeah. It wasn't.
Same as your MacBook. You got a new laptop.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've gotten rid of my Mac and my Mercedes. Okay, I'm not going to buy any brands beginning with M because it's not.
Right. This is a super long clip now, but
That's your fault.
it's not my fault.
Well, you asked me a question.
You do ramble, but it's okay.
Fine.
I'm joking. Happy 2020.
Yes.
Frick it.
Yes.
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 Goodbye 2020.
Bye.
Hello 2020.
Hello.
Alright, good evening. I'm going to try not to film super excessively for the rest of the night after that incredibly long clip earlier. We've just been playing some Mario Kart. Chris has put some camembert on before we order our Five Guys because what time is it actually? We should probably start ordering in a sec. Chris? Have you ordered? Five Guys have been ordered. Never mind my worry then. Five Guys have been ordered. Camembert is to be had. Mario Kart is currently being played. Delicious. Happy New Year's. There's 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Top of the shop. 25.
Hello.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's so clever.
There's like 400 drones in there and they're all like different coloured.
In the year of 2020,
That takes some skilled drone flying. You're going to be one of those
must be
people, Chris.
done, and so to help
Yeah, man.
we hid
I was
away.
there.
Wait, shh.
Old habits became extinct and they made way for the new. And every simple act of kindness was now given its due.
Happy New Year, Slippers.
I hope this year brings you lots of cuddles.
Like every other year. What was that? Huh? Not interested, mate. Right, I'm going to try and keep this brief because I know this vlog is going to be super duper duper long. It was a good New Year. Saw the New Year out with Alicia. Good old Alicia keys. Really good fireworks and light display as well. I was quite surprised. I've watched New York online a couple times, but I think London's better. I don't think New York is as impressive as New Yorkers claim it to be in comparison to London, and I'm sure other cities as well. But it was really good. There were drones, there was a light display, there were fireworks. Normally it's just fireworks around the London Eye. It was like the entirety of London. They got London Bridge, they got Wembley Arch, they got the Shard, got the O2. It's blooming brilliant. I liked it. It's coming up to 1. We are 100% going to bed now. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Happy New Year. I hope your 2021 is heaps better than your 2020. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Say night, Slippers. Night, Chris.